Hello everyone and welcome back to another review. The next review is the premium tank T92 American Tier 8 Premium Scout or light tank, whatever you want to call it. So here I decide, for one, I'm going to explain some about the battle. I decide to take the middle. There's only one scout on the other side, which I should be able to outspot. This tank has some pretty good ground resistance, so I'm thinking of sitting here and just taking some snapshots in the middle, etc. So about this little tank here, while we watch this gameplay a little bit, about this little tank, it's got a low profile. It's, let me see really quickly if I can, no, not like this. If I can, yes. See, I like this tank because it looks like a little frog. It looks like little frog eyes, right? So back to my point of view in the game here. And here I notice that the eel is sitting behind me and I'm not going to be able to poke out because they're going to try and take snapshots at him. So I decide to leave because that's asking for an early death, right? So you got to be very careful about that, you guys. But this tanky here is a very great little tanky, although the gun is not superb, as in like it doesn't really have high alpha damage. I think it's one of the lowest in tier 8. It does like 150 damage per shot, but the penetration is not superb. Well, if you are shooting heat, it's 210, but I believe it's like 170. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's not great, but this tank's gun handling, I love it. It's got good ground resistance, which means like even when you're in like dirt or a swamp, you still get a little bit of how do you call it, traverse, right? Well, a lot of scouts, like the elk, even if it's in water or a little bit in grass, you can really feel that difference. Like, it makes it tremendous. You want to avoid that. With this tank, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm trying to take some snapshots here, which this tank normally does very well, but this Emil is kind of throwing me off, even though I get it. I mean, it's a good spot for him to sit in. He's hull down. He's a heavy. He's got a good turret, so he is in a good spot, right? So I'm getting it. But I do get upset at a certain point, like, oh my god, this is annoying. I can't get any shots. I keep trying to poke, and I don't want to poke too far because if I get tracked, I'm already halfway health. That's another thing about this tank. It has a really low health pool and no armor whatsoever. I mean, some scouts you can bounce a little bit. This one definitely cannot. But all by all, amazing gun handling. And right now, I guess you guys are thinking like, oh my god, this is boring gameplay. It gets better. This is more of an end game good scout. So you want to try and light some. It's very hard to light this battle, to be honest, this map, because I would be able to light way more if I could sit where that Emil was. And here I see my chance. What I see here in the map is like the Emil is leaving the middle, right? Emil is leaving the middle, so I'm gonna take a shot at that, and of course not penetrate on the side, because why would I penetrate him, right? I decided to load some premium rounds, and I go back to the middle, see if I can light something. I also see that these mediums are dead. I look at the team, and only 3 tanks are not lit on the other side. So I decide to go for it, and I let my team know, like, come on, help me out. I'm going for it, right? So I'm gonna see if I can light something here. Oh, Carnivan came back from the city, and here is where this tank is amazingly good. This is what this tank does very well. It has a very good traverse. It's not as fast as most scouts, but it's got a good traverse. You can auto-lock, and the snapshot on this thing is amazing. And before you guys say something like in the elk, even, yes, I have a 7 per crew. I only got a 3 per crew on this tank. So it's not like it's the crew that's doing this. This is pure the tank. This tank, as you can see, you can just auto-aim and shoot. You work a little bit with your tracks if they're moving, so your gun kind of works with it. But yeah, it's very, very good. I love this tank for that. So here I see another chance to push. It's a great scout, you guys. The gun, like I said, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It's not the same as, for instance, an LT-432 or even the Hawk 30. The Elk even has the autoloader, which also is, it's not a, it's more damage output. This is like, look, 136, and I'm still shooting premium. I fired a lot of premium. I forgot that I actually could change over back because, you know, so yeah, back to normal shells because I ran out of premium. But this tank is a very good cleanup tank, especially because of the traverse speed. It's flat. The camo is pretty good on this. It's just not as high damage output as on other tier 8 light tanks in general, not just premium tanks. So 150 damage per shot. I think it's around 2,000 damage per minute. Correct me if I'm right. I told you guys I was going to talk more about how a tank feels to play than the stats. But this tank is definitely a fun tank to play, as in, like, it feels great. It feels amazing. So, even though I shot a lot of premium rounds at tanks, let's see if I made some money and how I did. So let's go check out the after battle stats. So let me see, let me catch up here really quickly. So let's go to personal score first. So what I see here is I only did 897 spotting damage, which is not a lot. I kind of got hindered a little bit by that email, but the email was taking that spot, which was kind of a good play on him. It was just kind of annoying because I wanted to play there, but that doesn't mean that he was playing bad. 2,138 damage dealt. And that's just pure the gun handling, because you guys saw I bounced a lot of shots with my normal shells. 170 or 175 penetration on the normal shells is really not that great, but it can definitely, with the reload and the gun handling, it can rack up some good damage. It's a pretty decent tank. I like it. But then again, that's just me, right? I like scouts in general. So let's see here. So 2,138 damage. I got a lot of damage from further than 300 meters, which is pretty good if you think about it. It's got good gun handling, like I said. Even though I fired a lot of premium shells, I made money. Got a decent amount of experience. So is this tank worth it? I would say yes. I prefer the Elk Even 90 more. It's, to me, a better credit maker. But this tank is definitely worth it. It'll make your credits. It'll grind your crew out. It's a good tank. Out of 5 points, I gave the Elk Even 90 5 points, 5 thumbs up. And I would give this one 4.5 thumbs up, for sure. Definitely worth buying if you are a scout player and you don't mind the low alpha damage. If you focus more on spotting, depending on the map, this tank is definitely worth it. There you go. It does have some negatives and some positives, but if it would all be positive, everyone would be buying the tank, right? And it would be OP, and we don't want that. We want balanced tanks. Let me know in the comments down below, do you own a T92, the American Tier 8 light tank? Do you guys enjoy it, and what is it that you enjoy about the tank? If you liked what you see, you guys, don't forget to hit that sub button and make sure to hit the like button or the dislike button. Depends on if you like it or not. And let me know. Have a good one. Bye.